to another video with your host, Coach Stutzer, dropping in to chat with you guys about a few strategies to assist with fat loss. Now, I've talked about this before. I thought I'd just make another video discussing it as I find a lot of clients have success with some of these strategies. So if you're somebody who's getting ready to attack their fat loss goals and are open to approaching it in a sustainable manner and not crash dieting, doing diets that aren't sustainable just to reach your goal really fast. As long as you're not one of those type of people, which I understand, it's easy to fall into the mindset of wanting to get to a goal in the fastest way possible. But when it comes to fat loss, you know, being obese, just point blank, is unhealthy for you. It's not ideal for your longevity of life. It's not ideal for enjoying the quality of your life. So when we think about reducing body fat, we really need to make sure we're implementing strategies that we can maintain for a long period of time. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into number one, which is plan, prepare, and cook. Plan, prepare, and cook. So I had a different perspective around planning in the past that wasn't really fun, but then I saw someone do something that I thought was extremely fun, a great way to get the family involved, and a great way to have a strong understanding of what your month or what your next few weeks are gonna look like, and you know what your staple meals are. So what this person did was they created a menu. They created a home menu. So you know how you go to a restaurant and they have a menu, like a paper or pamphlet that breaks down the food items, you know, what your main plates are, what your appetizers are, what your small plate items are, things of that nature. They did the same thing, but for their household. So they created a menu that was the whatever household menu, or they created a name for their kitchen that they call their kitchen in a certain restaurant, like Kitchen Gege. Gege is my middle name, so Gege's Kitchen on the menu, right? And they, on this menu, had appetizers or snacks. They had main plates for lunch, main plates for dinner, and then they had desserts. And they just had 2 or 3 items for each of those categories that were the staples that they sat down as a family and discussed: what do we eat the most often, what do we really enjoy, and what is in alignment with our goals. And they had this menu on their refrigerator. This is what we call the plan, and it's a fun way to plan. Now we got to talk about preparation. I'm a big fan of batching, okay? So having vegetables, like a big pan of vegetables that you bake, or however you like to cook them, you steam them, and you just have them prepared in the refrigerator. And I'm talking about a week's worth of vegetables. And then doing the same thing with like your most commonly used protein items. So maybe that's chicken, maybe it's ground turkey, maybe it's steak, and just batch cooking a lot of it on a weekend and having a lot of that available. And then choosing the carb of the evening that you're gonna cook that evening, that you can cook up really quick. Rice doesn't take longer than 15 minutes to make. Noodles or some type of pasta normally doesn't take longer than 15 minutes to make. Baking a potato or air frying a potato doesn't take longer than 10 minutes to make. So choosing the carbohydrate of choice for the evening, night of. That way when you get home, or if you come home for lunch, or if you live close to home, or if you're prepping food for work, you can easily go in there and make a quick container to go of a protein and a vegetable. It's already pre-made, you didn't have to think about it. Or when you get home, you get your protein and your vegetables, and then you choose whatever carb sounds really tasty to you that night. So this is the preparation aspect. So just having seasonings, or having vegetables already diced up, or maybe you're a big smoothie person, so having vegetables already frozen and diced up and in the freezer, or maybe you already diced up and cut up the raw meat and then packaged it into serving size baggies on Sunday, so that's already prepped, and all you gotta do is take it out and cook them one by one for your meal, or you can easily warm them up, whatever that looks like for you, but preparing for the week ahead. And then there's cooking, which is actually preparing that food, whether it's warming it up or baking it for 20 minutes or air frying it for 10 or 15 minutes, or whether it's putting it on the pan and cooking it on the stove for 10 to 15 minutes, and shabao. Your preparation was already done, your planning is already done, your preparation is already done, and all you have to do is do a quick cook up. And there's plenty of ways to be strategic about that, but plan, prepare, cook. Number 2, cock blocking your cravings with water. So always keeping a bottle of water on you. Some of you guys are like, oh, it's plastic. Don't get a plastic one. Don't be like me. Get something that's glass or anything but plastic, because microplastics is a real issue, but your boy's lazy. I'm not practicing what I preach in this manner, but I am practicing what I preach in terms of cock blocking my cravings with water. So I just got home a little bit ago. I really wanted some of this, what is the bread called? Anyways, it's the super fluffy white bread that's super good that my girlfriend gets from Trader Joe's. Craving it, but I knew I didn't need it, right? I know I didn't need it because I just had lunch with a friend. So I was like, all right, well, I know I'm not hungry because I just had a big old meal. I'm just craving something. So I went, got some water, chugged some water, I feel fine again. So it's just cock blocking your cravings with water. It's a great way to have like a little interference between you having the craving and immediately going to fulfill that craving, but instead having the craving, trying an intervention, which is drinking water or maybe drinking a protein shake, seeing if you feel better, seeing if you feel fulfilled or if that craving goes down. Because a lot of times when we have cravings, we're actually really just dehydrated. It sounds stupid, but a lot of times that's the case. And the times where it's not the case, you drink water and you still have that insatiable craving and you're just like, I really need to fulfill this craving. In those cases, go break off a little piece and figure out a way to have it in moderation, but always try to cock block cravings with water, okay? So that's two strategies for fat loss. Number 3 is plan foods you crave into your diet. So if you find yourself craving a certain food all the time and you're just not willing to let go of that food, maybe it's a donut, maybe it's pizza, maybe it's Burger King, whatever your like craving of choices, whatever you always crave, just plan it into your diet. A lot of you guys are gonna be like, I don't wanna count calories, I don't wanna count macros, and I can understand that, but if you're not gonna do that and fit it into your diet that way by just being mindful of how much you're actually eating each day, at least be conscious in terms of, you know, okay, I only have this when I go for business meetings on Friday nights, or I only have this when I pick up the kids from school on Friday evenings and it's our way to celebrate on Friday and this is what I have it. Or just creating some sort of boundary. What I recommend is really approaching your daily eating with like a 90-10. If that's too strict for you, an 80-20 mindset. So 80% of your foods are whole foods, cooked by you, or if you eat out, they're whole foods, good places, high quality food, steak, chicken, vegetables, protein, and it can be tasty. You can add seasonings to it, things of that nature, but 80-20 whole foods, and then that 20 or that 10%, you know, maybe it's one meal out of the day, or ideally maybe it's one meal out of the week where you just step out on a limb, enjoy your cravings, fulfill that, you know, satiate that desire, and then go back to, you know, following the 80% of your diet the rest of the week, right? So, and by diet, I don't want you to, everyone hates the word diet because it has such a negative connotation around it. And you don't need to be following a strict diet. It's really just enjoying foods that are high quality, whole foods that you enjoy and that service your body, and foods that you eat often, and in a mindset and approach you have to food is a diet. It's your personal diet, it's your individualized diet, but it's a diet, okay? Then we have a strategy that I typically recommend to my clients when they first sign on, which is don't change anything in the way that you're eating except for eliminating snacks. Like a lot of times, people could eat how they eat, they could exercise how they exercise, but they're snacking way more than they think they are. Or they're just snacking on extremely calorically dense snacks, not high density, low calorie snacks, but low density, high calorie snacks. And what does that mean is, it doesn't fill up your stomach, doesn't actually satiate your hunger levels. In fact, makes you even more hungry, makes you wanna have even more and more and more and more. And it's designed that way so that you eat more of it, then go and have to buy more of it, and it's all done on purpose. So they are like, oh, I just have these salty, you know, or these something Triscuits. It's like, okay, how much do you have? Oh, I don't know, just a handful. Okay, just a handful. Oh, sometimes I go for a second handful. And then you go look, and in each handful, they grabbed, you know, 13 Triscuits. You go look at the serving size, and it's 200 calories per 8 Triscuits. So you just had 600 calories of Triscuits every day throughout the week. You're not going to reduce body fat over time by doing that constantly and consistently. So be very mindful of how much you're snacking, and or just totally eliminate it and keep everything else in your diet. I think that's a great approach for people who have that level of discipline. And then the last one I was going to mention goes with that, which is just having low calorie, nutrient dense snacks, not high calorie, low nutrient snacks. Really focusing on, if you're going to have snacks, like doing whole food snacks, Greek yogurt and some blueberries, cottage cheese with carrots, or having yogurt with drizzle of honey, or having, celery with tahini on top of it, or having cucumbers with tahini on top of it. Finding whole food snacks that you can enjoy but are dense, actually like fill you up or make you like reduce your hunger levels, but also satiate that need to snack. So I know I said it's 6 strategies, it was more like 3 or 4, but nonetheless, hopefully you found these helpful. These were 4 or 5 strategies on how to sustainably lose fat over time. Enjoy these, implement them. If you end up enjoying them, or you already do them and they've worked for you in the past, or maybe you have challenges with them, please drop a comment below, share this with a friend, all that good stuff to spread the message so we can all become healthier, stronger human beings out here. This is Coach Stutzer from CGS Fitness, signing out.